to the second day of the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Applications 2025. We are thrilled to have you all here as we continue our journey of exploration, collaboration, and innovation. Before we delve into today's agenda, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible insights and discussions that unfolded during our inaugural day. Yesterday, we witnessed a tapestry of ideas, perspectives, and experiences woven together to create a vibrant canvas of knowledge. From the thought provoking keynote addresses to the engaging panel discussions and interactive session, the first day of our conference was nothing short of inspiring. We explored groundbreaking concepts, debate pressing issues, and charted new pathways for progress in our respective fields. Moreover, the exchange of ideas didn't stop at the podium. The networking sessions provided invaluable opportunities for forging new connections, sharing expertise, and fostering collaborations that have the potential to drive real world impact. As we embark on this second day, let's carry forward the momentum and enthusiasm from yesterday. Let's build upon the foundation laid by our esteemed speakers and fellow participants as we continue our quest for knowledge, innovation, and positive change. So, without further ado, let's dive into today's agenda, brimming with insightful sessions, engaging discussions, and transformative experiences. Together, let's make this day as memorable and impactful as the one that came before it. Let's relive the key moments from the conference through a video capturing the glimpses.
ओए ओए ये बार सेट करो ये ले ये कैप्चर करो लाइट के ये ना फोकस कर दे स्क्रीन पे वीडियो चलेगा इसको दो वीडियो चला रहे हैं उनको वीडियो एक वीडियो बंद कर फोकस कर जैसे चल रहा है हमारे को
Thank you to our students. I now take this opportunity to invite and welcome the dignitaries to the dais. I invite our chief guest, Shri Punjit Naran, now take this opportunity to invite and welcome the dignitaries to the dais. I invite our chief guest, Shri Pramod Narang, Director Technical Petronet LNG Limited, our guest of honor, Professor S.S. Agarwal, Director General KIIT Gurgaon, our guest of honor, Dr. Budhu Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer, AICTE, our guest of honor, Shri Kavinder Talyan, Member Steering Committee, Ministry of Communications, Government of India, Shri Kaptan Singh Ji, President of SMES, Professor Archana Balyan, Director MSIT and Conference Chair ICAIA 2025, Professor Tripti Sharma, Convener ICAIA 2025, to please join us on the dais. Additionally, I would also like to extend a heartfelt welcome to Mr. Himanshu Mehta, Manager, Corporate Communication, Petronet LNG Limited, Mr. Chandan Garg, Chief Manager, Risk Management and CSR, Petronet Limited, who are present among us. Your presence adds immense value to this gathering, and we are honored to have you with us today. Thank you, sir. To express profound gratitude, I request Sri Kaptan Singh Sir, President of SMES, to present a floral welcome to our Chief Guest of the day, Sri Pramod Narang. To extend profound gratitude, I request Professor Archana Balyan, Director MSIT, to present a floral welcome to our Chief Guest of the day, Sri Pramod Narang. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Archana Balyan, Director MSIT, to extend a floral welcome to our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. S.S. Agarwal. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Tripti Sharma, Convener ICAIA 2025, to present a floral welcome to our guest of honor of the day, Shri Kavinder Talyan. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Tripti Sharma, Convener ICAIA 2025, to present a floral welcome to our another guest of honor of the day, Dr. Budhu Chandrasekhar. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. It's an absolute honor to invite Director MSIT, Professor Archana Balyan, to address our esteemed gathering. As a leader who embodies Nari Shakti, the strength, wisdom, and grace that empower societies, you are an inspiration to many. Your insight and leadership will undoubtedly leave a lasting impact on this international forum. Ma'am, please.
Shantanu. Focus, focus. Nante focus. Pura hi karta
Good afternoon, everyone.
hai. और light.
Honorable Shri Kaptan Singh Ji, President, Surajmal Memorial Education Society. Shri
थोड़ा
Pramod Narang Sahib Ji,
बस.
Director, Technical, Petronet, LNG Limited, our esteemed chief guest for this valedictory ceremony. Professor S.S. Agarwal, Director General KIIT Gurgaon, our guest of honor for today's valedictory session. I just want to share that Professor Agarwal has been associated with this institute from a very long time, and he has guided us in many ways academically and in our thesis. He has been my guide for my PhD thesis, so it is an honor that you have present here today for us. Our next guest of honor, Sri Kavinder Talyan, Member Steering Committee, Ministry of Communication, Government of India. Our next guest of honor, Dr. Shri Buddha Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer, AICTE. Today, convener, Dr. Tripti Sharma, Professor, MSIT. I welcome you all. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome all the guests, dignitaries, head of departments, my faculty, participants, friends, and dear students in this valedictory ceremony and deliver the closing remarks for this remarkably insightful and productive third international conference on artificial intelligence and application. On my own behalf and on behalf of the entire team, I would like to extend our deep regards to the management for providing us full support for organizing this highly successful event. To all the participants, your valuable presence here and your active engagement has contributed to the success of the conference. We thank you for your attendance. I want to share with everyone that NIRF by Ministry of Education has been announced and MSIT has been ranked in the bank of 201 to 300 for the academic year 2024. Further, you'll be happy to know that an inspection by JAC committee took place on 7th March 2025 and they have placed MSIT in A category, which is the topmost category, with 89.65% score. Under the guidance of Honorable Chairman Shri Kaptan Singh Ji and dynamic leadership, sincere efforts and persuasion towards expansion of the institute of our Honorable Secretary Shri Ajit Singh Chaudhary, the intake has now been increased from 660 to 780 in the academic year 24-25. 60 seats have been increased in IT department and 60 seats have been increased in computer science engineering department. MSIT has made an extraordinary efforts to strengthen innovation cell, and it is a matter of pride that MSIT is now recognized as host institute by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSME, Government of India. Further, we have got an approval of financial grant of rupees 30 lakhs from Petronet LNG Limited for establishing Center of Excellence in Computational Methods and Machine Learning. So thank you, sir, for your support. The objective of this conference was to explore latest advancements, discuss emerging trends, and address the ethical and societal implications of the powerful technology. Over the course of past 2 days, the conference has highlighted the transformative potential of artificial intelligence in various fields such as renewable energy, automation, consumerism, primary and advanced healthcare, changing job scenarios in market, and use of AI in research and development, and many more. It is evident that artificial intelligence is touching every aspect of our lives, more so within the domain of science and technology. Large language models are getting better at finding and combining data. This will increasingly impact many aspects of fields not only in science and engineering, but also topics like genetics, chemistry, amongst others. Meanwhile, as artificial intelligence becomes increasingly integrated into various aspects of human activity, there is a growing need for a better understanding of the risks it poses. However, as we have heard over the last few days, there are certain issues on how this technology can be misused. So, using AI responsibly will be an ongoing critical need. The outcomes of this conference will be useful in preparing our organization to appropriately prepare and train the faculty and students to be ready for using AI in the field of education and respond to the changing scenario with the use of AI that we have identified over these 2 days. As we continue in this rapidly evolving field, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration, innovation, and ethical responsibility that we have emphasized in this conference. In concluding, I would like to recognize our speakers and our experts. Your expertise, innovative ideas, and engaging interventions have truly enriched this conference. Thank you all once again for your participation and support. Thank you for your kind attention. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, ma'am. Your words have beautifully woven together reflection and inspiration, leaving us with a sense of pride and purpose as we close this chapter of the conference. Your quiet strength, unwavering commitment, and forward thinking leadership have not only steered this conference towards excellence but continue to shape the very heartbeat of MSIT. Now, it is my honor to invite Professor Rinki Dwivedi, co-convener of ICAIA 2025, to present the conference report. This report will encapsulate the key moments, insights, and collaborative spirit that define this gathering. Ma'am, we are delighted to welcome you to the stage. Your unwavering commitment and visionary guidance have been the backbone of this conference, and we eagerly await your words as we celebrate the collective success of ICAIA 2025. Let's welcome her with a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, all. Respected Chief Guest, Shri Pramod Naranji, Honorable Guest of Honor, Shri S.S. Agarwalji, esteemed Guest of Honor, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar ji, distinguished Guest of Honor, Shri Kavindra Kalyanji, and respected Professor Archana Balyan, Director NSIT and Organizing Chair of ICAI 2025. Professor Tripti Sharma, Convener ICAI 2025. A very warm welcome to you all. I, Professor Rinki Dwivedi, co-convener of ICAI 2025, it's my privilege to present the conference report of this grand two-day event organized at Maharaja Surajmal Institute of Technology in collaboration with UNM-SM Peru University. This conference has served a remarkable platform for knowledge exchange, innovation, and collaboration in the field of artificial intelligence, bringing together distinguished academicians, researchers, industry experts, and practitioners across the globe. Over the past 2 days, we have witnessed insightful discussions and meaningful networking opportunities that have contributed to the advancement of AI and its applications. It is indeed an honor to share the key highlights and outcomes of this prestigious event. We were truly fortunate to hear from eminent academicians and esteemed bureaucrats who graced this platform with their wisdom and expertise. Professor Prem Braj, Professor of Eminence at Northcap University, shared his thought-provoking insights on the overuse of artificial intelligence and its potential harmful effects. He highlighted the ethical dilemma, risk of overdependence, and unintended consequences associated with the uncontrolled AI advancements. On the other hand, Professor A.Q. Ansari from Jamia Millia Islamia provided invaluable insights into transformating role of artificial intelligence. Their expert perspectives added depth and balance to the discussion at ICAI 2025, shedding light on both the opportunities and challenges of AI in today's world. We were honored to have Shri Rajiv Kumar, IAS, former Chief Secretary, Government of Uttar Pradesh, whose distinguished address set the stage for thought-provoking discussions on artificial intelligence impact in governance and society. The research presented over these 2 days has spanned diverse domains ranging from deep learning and cybersecurity to sustainable technologies, healthcare innovations, and AI-driven education. The commitment of the scholars and researchers to advancing AI for the betterment of the society is truly commendable. ICI 2025 featured insightful keynote addresses from esteemed experts across the globe on various domains of artificial intelligence and its applications. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Balyan, co-founder and CMO of Blueprint Organization, discussed AI's impact on job and skills for future. Professor Dheeraj Joshi from Delhi Technological University explored AI techniques in electrical engineering, emphasizing the role of AI in power systems, smart grids, and renewable energy integration. Professor R.K. Singh from Carnegie Mellon University, United States, shared her expertise on AI advancements in data science and analytics. Madam Sunita Singh, Senior Vice President, U.S. News and World Report, United States, provide insights into AI applications in healthcare and information management. Professor Kiro from National University of San Marcos, Peru, presented on smart medical prescription systems using fuzzy logic. Dr. Deepika Kundal from University of Eastern Finland spoke on generative AI in image processing and computer vision. These keynote sessions provide valuable perspective on AI's evolving landscape, fostering discussions on innovation and future research direction. ICAI 2025 received an overwhelming response with 350 papers submitted. After a rigorous double-blind peer review process conducted by renowned reviewers across the globe, 71 papers were shortlisted. Among them, 41 papers will be published in the conference proceedings, which will appear in the Springer book series, Algorithms for Intelligent Systems. The remaining papers have been submitted to renowned SCI and Scopus Index journals that are in collaboration with the conference. A total of 9 technical paper presentation sessions were conducted, chaired by esteemed academicians from renowned institutes, including Professor Shailendra Kumar from Delhi Technological University, Professor Mahapatra from IGGTUW, Professor Poonam Bansal, Dr. Deepak Kumar Sharma, and many more. Their valuable insights and expertise enriched the discussion and evaluation process. ICI 2025 received sponsorship from GGS IPU, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Indian Overseas Bank, Wiley, Web Technology, DUCAT, and many others. ICI 2025 was covered by several media partners, including Har Khabar Media, Bharat Media, First Media, and Citizen Times. The event was also live streamed on YouTube by Broadcast NSIT, ensuring wider reach and accessibility. As we conclude the third international conference on artificial intelligence and applications, we reflect on the wealth of knowledge shared over these 2 days. This conference has brought forward groundbreaking research in machine learning, deep learning, cybersecurity, IoT, healthcare, sustainable technology, and many more. In the end, I extend my warm gratitude to all the participants, researchers, Management, Surajban Memorial Education Society, Professor Archana Balyan, Director NSIT and Organizing Chair of ICAI 2025, Professor Tripti Sharma, Convener ICAI 2025, Professor Pradeep Sangwan, Co-Convener ICAI 2025, and the entire organizing team for making ICAI 2025 a resounding success. May these discussions inspire future collaborations and breakthroughs. Thank you all, and we look forward to meeting again in ICAI 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your meticulous efforts put in for organizing this conference, and your commitment to excellence is truly commendable. This is a moment to celebrate past accomplishments with gratitude and look forward to future endeavors with excitement. As we celebrate excellence and inspire continued success, let us commence the certificate distribution ceremony. As Albert Einstein once said, intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Today, we celebrate the spirit of continuous learning and innovation through the Best Paper Award at ICAIA 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate the outstanding contributions presented during this conference, I would like to acknowledge that some of the awardees have already collected their certificates. These papers stood out for its excellence in research, depth of analysis, and overall contribution to the field. From Track 3, Best Paper Award was received by Ms. Richa Garg from NSUT for paper titled Cluster-Based Energy Aware Sleep Scheduling Protocol for Green IoT Networks. For online session 1, the best paper is awarded to Javed Karimi post Kirani from Near East University, Cyprus for the paper titled Predicting Sulfate Concentrations in Groundwater Using Advanced Neural Network Module, a case study of Gilan Province, Iran. For online session 3, the best paper is awarded to Mr. Krish Raj from the University of the South Pacific, Fiji, for the paper titled Development of a Tongue Motion Translator Enhancing Communication for Individuals with Severe Disabilities. Moving forward, I, Vishakha Tomar, now request our guest of honor, Sri Kavindra Salyanji, are giving the award of excellence for the rest of the papers. I would also like to invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Pramod Naranji, to provide the award of excellence to the paper awardees. I would also like to invite Professor Ashna Balyan, Director MSIT, to provide the Award of Excellence to the paper awardees. For track 1, the best paper is awarded to Dr. Poonam Bansal from IGDTUW, Dr. Meena Tushi from MSIT, and Dr. Sonia Goel from MSIT for the paper titled Linear Interpolation Based Kernel Fuzzy C-means Clustering for Incomplete Medical Data.
Yes. Photos. ये वैसे वो ले ही लिया कोई नहीं स्ट्रीमिंग बंद हो रही है बीच बीच में चला रहा है अभी ये ठीक है
Congratulations, ma'am. For track 2, The best paper
Friendly
is
going
awarded
photo
to Ms. Jasmine Chikara from MSIT for the paper titled Quantum Convolution Neural Network for Pancreatic Cancer Image Classification. The second author for this paper is Professor Dr. Neeru Rathi from MSIT. Please give them a round of applause.
भैया हेलो
Congratulations, ma'am. For track 4, the best paper is awarded to Professor Naveen Bhaiya from MSIT, Ashwin Singh Zubinwalia from MSIT, Professor Pradeep Sangwan from MSIT, Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Aluwalia from Ministry College of Telecommunication Engineering, Indore, for the paper titled QR Code Authentication with Photo Verification and AES Encryption. Please give them a round of applause, please. Congratulations, sir. For track 5, the best paper is awarded to Ms. Mamta Kumari from Digras Murthal, Mr. Suman from Digras Murthal, and Mr. Devendra Prasad from Digras Murthal for the paper titled GCN LSTM based spatial temporal feature learning approach for crop yield protection. Congratulations, ma'am. I now invite Professor S.S. Agarwal sir and Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar sir to please provide the awards to the awardees, please. For track 6, the best paper award is received by Mr. Sachit Rathi from MSIT and Mr. G.I. Pahuja for the paper titled Wireless Charging of Electric Vehicle with Proper Selected Coil Parameters and Control Converters using Artificial Neural Network for the Improvised Performance Parameters. Congratulations, sir. Now, for online session 2, the best paper is awarded to Ms. Neetu Malhotra from Harrisburg University of Science and Technology, USA, and Professor Naresh Kumar from MSIT for paper titled Collaborative Care Federated Learning as a Catalyst for Healthcare Advancement. Congratulations, sir. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors.
Before we extend our honors to the organizing chair, convener, and co-conveners of ICAIA 2025, let us take a moment to commend their steadfast dedication and tireless efforts. Their visionary leadership has played a pivotal role in bringing together exceptional minds and cultivating collaboration in the pursuit of knowledge and innovation. As we acknowledge their outstanding contributions, let us express our profound gratitude for their unwavering commitment to advancing the frontiers of technology and academics. I now invite our esteemed dignitaries to present a memento and certificate to the organizing chair and convener, Professor Dr. Ashna Balyan, Director MSIT, in recognition of her invaluable leadership and contribution to the success of this conference. Please put your hands together for applauding her outstanding contribution and unwavering commitment to the excellence. Sir, I request you all to present certificates and memento to our convener, Professor Tripti Sharma. Please put your hands together for applauding the relentless efforts and meticulous hard work done for making this day possible. I now request all the dignitaries to present certificate and memento to our co-conveners, Professor Pradeep Sangwan and Professor Ricky Dwivedi. Please put your hands together for applauding our co-conveners. Their commitment and hard work have been instrumental in making this conference a success. Thank you to our esteemed dignitaries for graciously doing the honors. Thank you once again for doing the honors. As an esteemed guest of honor, we have with us Dr. Shyam Sundar Agarwal, Director General of KIIT College of Engineering, Gurgaon. He is a world-renowned scientist in the area of acoustic speech and communication. He obtained a PhD from Aligarh Muslim University, India, having research experience of about 45 years, first as a scientist and subsequently as an emeritus scientist. He has worked as guest researcher at MIT, Cambridge, and UCLA in the USA. He has steered and executed many R&D projects sponsored, funded by Government of India, many other national, international agencies. He has received a large number of honors and awards, a prominent one being the Sir C.V. Raman Award by the Acoustical Society of India and Gold Medal from Acoustic Foundation and Acoustic Society of America. With utmost respect, we kindly request you to grace us with few words. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Professor Naran sir, our chief guest, and all the esteemed guests of honor today, Dr. Archana Balyan, the director of MSIT, and Shri Kaptan Singh ji, in absentia, the president of MSA. It's indeed my great pleasure to be here in this institute and sharing this thoughts on conference today. As it was mentioned by Dr. Balyan, I had some long relationship with this institute in certain ways as a research advisor maybe or in conferences and in other forums. So it's a special pride for me to be here today amongst you. It's a kind of re-relation to this institute which I really uh, take with great pleasure. Uh, I'm thankful to the organizers of this conference and particularly Dr. Archana Balyan, the director of the institute, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts in this very important area of artificial intelligence and its applications, which is known to everybody how important this subject it is. Uh, the subject chosen for this conference, AI, and its applications is highly relevant in today's context and in technological innovations, education, and in a variety of applications. I need not go into the details of the whole scenario of artificial intelligence and applications. I think which has been deliberated very thoroughly during the sessions, invited speakers and people like that. It covers important and current topics which include especially evolutionary algorithms, deep learning and neural networks, which are in the terms of everybody these days, robotics, IoT applications, AI for human-machine interaction. This is an area which is very close to my heart, particularly the human-machine interaction using voice technology, in which I had spent about 45 to 50 years of my life doing this. There would be very useful and further research in this area, I know that. One of the important areas of AI which I mentioned to you is human-machine interaction, and it is highly challenging and interdisciplinary area. It's a interdisciplinary area in a real sense, and those who have actually done some human-machine communication, whether using speech, audio, or vision, or tactile, and other sensory organs of the human being which emit different signals, they know how interdisciplinary and difficult it is, which involves many things to be processed simultaneously, and use of AI has really helped in achieving the goal which we want to achieve in this area. Uh, Particularly, you know, there are certain cognitive functions in the brain which has to be captured in order to, achieve the real goal and duplicate the human intelligence into the machine. It is not so easy actually. And there is a lot of research going on in different institutions in India as well as abroad, where you have to capture the human signals from the origin, from where they are emitting, particularly the brain. So working in this area is a special task as well as a special pleasure, that how to capture these signals and use them in the machine for doing the functions, the intelligent functions which the human beings are doing. Uh, This relates to natural language processing and speech processing, you can say human machine communication. I'd like to give just one example and need your attention for a minute. Do you know how speech is produced? First the ideas come to our brain, and the thoughts and the ideas are coded in the form of certain neural signals in the brain. These neural signals actually activate the neural cells, and which goes to the complete articulatory mechanism of the human system through which the speech is produced and eliminated. Now, you all know that there are applications like speech recognition. When you speak, the machine recognizes your speech. Then what you are speaking is actually translated into words. And you can see the text, what you have spoken. You can do machine synthesis. That means machine can give an answer in human-like voice. So that means it generates speech. You can do speech recognition. That means the person who is speaking can be identified. The language that you are speaking can be identified by the person. So and moreover, the most important thing is the emotions of the speech. When you are expressing different kinds of emotions while talking, these are to be captured by the machine, and how they can be actually translated into the systems which are actually human-like. So these are all important areas where the research has to be done. Now with many systems which are prevalent today, and they are sold by companies, and they are available in the market, and they are developed by research institutes. You have come across speech recognition systems are available, synthesis systems are available, and other systems are available. But I am telling you something else. Can you convert your thoughts into speech? कभी आपने सोचा है कि जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ, I have not spoken the words, but I am simply thinking. My thoughts and my ideas, is it possible to convert them into the voice signal, and how it is possible and how it can be done? This is an advanced area of artificial intelligence, you can say, and we call it as actually the actual speech area research, which is highly advanced at the moment, using all these artificial intelligence tools and technologies, which are required for further processing. Now, to give you an example, you will think that how the thoughts can be captured by the machine. So what they do is that in the skull, they introduce lot of electrodes, and the areas in the brain where the thoughts emanate, the electrodes actually capture those signals in a form of a matrix. And this is actually connected to a particular signal processor. And this signal processor finally then analyzes and simulate them in a human articulatory type of fashion. What is articulation? Articulation is the mechanism of speaking. So they do a similar kind of thing, which is actually developed. I just wanted to, tell you this thing because you must have heard most of the things which are actually quite common and prevalent these days in AI and other human machine technologies. But this is something I am telling you, which is the latest area where we are. हम कहते थे ना कि कुछ शक्ति ऐसी होनी चाहिए कि हमें ये पता लग जाए कि आप क्या सोच रहे हैं, आपके मन में क्या है. And some of these thoughts are becoming now practical. और ये सब चीजें जो है अब होने वाली हैं. तो ये एक नया एरिया है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में. And when the signal comes, you can do deep learning, you can do machine learning, you can do parallel processing to capture and analyze the signal, find out what is the information available in this. और इसमें क्या होता है कि there are acoustic models, there are linguistic models, and finally the models which are actually accepted by the human brain. So it's a kind of complete interdisciplinary research which makes a combination of various subjects to achieve the goal. Now, in India, there are many languages, and persons who are associated with the Department of Electronics Ministry of IT, they know that there is a very big project they have taken up, which is known as Bhashani project. In that project, 22 Indian languages, which are the official languages, are being studied very thoroughly in terms of speech recognition, synthesis, and all that. But moreover, translation from speech to speech, translation from one spoken language to another spoken language. Suppose I am now speaking in English and you would like to listen it in Tamil or Telugu or maybe in any other language. At the moment for this project it is confined to Indian languages, but there are projects going on in the world all over where different languages are being studied and translated. So it is possible now that you can translate whatever you are speaking in your mother tongue, maybe Hindi or English or Marathi or Gujarati, can be translated into any other Indian languages or in a foreign language like German, French, Russian, and things like that. So this technology is advancing to that stage where a spoken language spoken by in your mother tongue can be translated into any other language. And this is going to be done. And particularly for India, this is being done for all 22 languages, but the task is huge, very huge task is underway. There are about 630 languages in India, which are actually not studied. तो हमारा काम बहुत बड़ा है ये 630 लैंग्वेजेस की acoustic codes को स्टडी करना और उसके बाद में उनके ट्रांसलेशन सिस्टम बनाना. Is it our duty that we reach the last man in the country जहाँ ये भाषाएं बोली जाती हैं, छोटे छोटे जो कस्बे हैं, जगह हैं, वहाँ पे भी ये टेक्नोलॉजी का विस्तार हो. तो इसलिए इसके लिए एक काम है और जो लिया गया है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने, एंड दे आर टेकिंग अप दिस टास्क एंड डूइंग इट. Now, some of the things which I would like to mention about artificial intelligence and particularly their ethical considerations, I have listed down some of them. One is, of course, the enhanced productivity which you are doing, manufacturing, marketing, and advertising. It is very useful in that, and you must be doing it. Improved decision making, and particularly for finance, this is being done very aggressively. Increased accuracy with reduced errors, cost reduction, personalized experiences, enhanced safety, scalability, and things like that. And AI has reached into many other core branches of our utilization like agriculture, transportation, and e-commerce, where the tools of AI are being used for enhancing the productivity and finding out what is important and what is not important. Not going into the details of all these deliberations, because probably you must have heard some of these things during the last yesterday and different sessions which have been done, and many important emergent talks about which they were mentioning have been really good. Some of the considerations that you must consider is that you have to remove the biases and the fairness in implementation of any artificial intelligence system while you are doing it. There should be transparency in the system. Privacy issues must be taken care in all these systems which you are implementing. Safety and security is very important. Human rights is another aspect about which people are very much concerned, that the system should not be such where you are catching our privacy, and privacy has become a very big issue these days. You know, this data which is being captured 24 hours. from our mobile phones and other devices is actually your own data. It's your private data also. And if somebody wants, this private data can be used and you can be exploited for that. So this is a very big issue and a very big challenge in artificial intelligence implementation, which you must really think about it and consider that these things are taken care. You see, every technology has got its advantages and disadvantages. So one has to be very careful that the technology has to be used for advantage
अरे ये
purpose,
शांतनु को बोल
not
कि
for disadvantage of the
जीपीएस
human being.
जीपीएस की
We should
फोटोज
not
भेजे
become slave of artificial intelligence. Rather, we should
अरे
try
उस
to
जीपीएस की फोटो
use
जो
these
लिया ना
tools
तूने वो
for
भेज दे
our
मेरे को
benefit.
मैम को भेज
How
दे
best they can be used. This
जीपीएस की जो
particular
फोटो नहीं
thing
लिया
should be
तूने
kept in
कोई
mind
लिया है
always.
उससे पूछो
Two
नमन ने फोन से ली थी
important future scope challenges I am telling you. One is quantum computing.
हाँ
Quantum
जल्दी बता
computing is coming up very fast
अरे वही जो बीच
and
बीच में
this
जो
will
नहीं दे
enhance
रहे थे
the capability of your server, the computer systems, where
भेज
you
दे
know
भेज
much more data can be processed. What happens in artificial intelligence? The basic core of artificial intelligence is nothing but data processing. You take data, train the machine with data. Machine learning is data. Whether it is one layer, two layers, seven layers, how many layers it is. But that data has to be captured and data has to be processed. The more the data, the better the system. Now, more the data, better the system means the more data has to be processed. And this has to be done in real time. When you want to do processing of a large amount of data in real time, you need very competent systems. So for that, advanced systems are not so much capable, but with the help of this quantum computing, this will be possible, and this is coming in a very fast way for data processing and solving of complex problems and new possibilities in drug discovery, in medicine particularly, and optimization algorithm and climate modeling. Climate modeling का आपको तय होगा, you know, सुपर कंप्यूटर सबसे पहले क्लाइमेट मॉडलिंग के लिए इस्तेमाल किए गए थे because they use large processing power and they use large systems. So with the help of quantum computing, the systems come, you can have better and better models. And the other thing is self-learning AI systems. Self-learning AI. What is AI now? AI is actually self-learning. You feed the data, you feed the information, you feed the behavioral data, and the system learns itself, calculates, makes decisions, and tells what to do further. So in this process also, advances are being done, and it will come very slowly, very soon, and you will have self-learning computing AI systems, which will learn from the raw data itself. अभी क्या करते हैं प्रोसेस डेटा करते हैं यू आर डूइंग एनोटेशन ऑफ डेटा आई थिंक ऑल दोज हु आर वर्किंग दे नो what is annotation. So you need not do annotation after that. The raw data itself can be utilized by the system and they will prepare the database for you. And developing autonomous systems. You must have heard of used probably the driverless cars these days. Driverless cars have become the reality and they are on the road. I have actually used this car in USA only 3 months ago. And really I am telling you, you feel scared in that. But that is the reality. People use there and they can use because the roads are good, the signs are good, and the directions given to the sensors which are included in the car are so nice that it can be captured immediately. But probably that is not possible in a place like India, Indian traffic and all that. But what I am telling you is that once this technology is possible, you can do many things. These things are becoming possible with the help of integration of several multiple technologies, multiple processing powers, and which are becoming reality these days. Well, these are some of the thoughts which I wanted to tell you. And once again, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my views in this very important conference on artificial intelligence and applications. And I wish a grand success to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words that have added immense value to this conference, offering a profound perspective on the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence. We are truly privileged to have had the benefit of your wisdom and deeply appreciate the time and thought you dedicated to this occasion. Thank you once again, sir, for your esteemed presence and invaluable contribution to ICAIA 2025. Now, we have amongst us today our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer, AICTE India, a visionary leader and a driving force behind several national educational and technological initiatives. He is the architect of numerous national initiatives, including the NEET portal and the AI-based Anuvadini translation tool, various large-scale skilling and digital content programs benefiting millions of students. A technologist, entrepreneur, and strategist, he brings unmatched expertise across education, technology, and national transformation. Sir, we are privileged to have you with us and warmly invite you to the stage. Audience, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar.
Namaste to all. On behalf of Ministry of Education, I welcome all of you for this third international conference on artificial intelligence and applications. While coming, I'm thinking, what is artificial intelligence? A few days back, I've seen one single line quote like Rajinikanth Punch. I call it as Rajinikanth Punch. It says, "Your data is ours." You know what it means? Your data is ours. That's what all the companies are saying nowadays. If you are using WhatsApp, the data is yours, but data owned by WhatsApp. If you are using Facebook, data is yours, but the data is owned by Facebook. If you are using any social media platform, the data is yours, but the data owned by that social media platform. If you are using any large learning or small learning models, the input is yours and the outcome, the learning opportunity is theirs. It means you as a human become an input parameter and a consumer, then creator. That's the biggest fundamental difference between an AI system and a non-AI system. So, but I see this in a little different way because I have another question always comes in my mind as a technologist. Who owns your narrative? Because nowadays narratives are driving things. So if you see recently the way crazily Grok behaving, right? So do you really think any kind of a artificial intelligence system can speak in such kind of a language? The answer is yes. Because what you train is what you get, right? What you give is what you get. That's a simple fundamental. So what is happening in this world, what you train to your systems are very important. And do you own that narrative, which is much more important. Because if you try to create an image in either in ChatGPT or in Delhi, like Assami girl playing football. Have you ever tried creating such kind of image? You will see a Chinese girl playing football. So basically what is happening, the narratives are setting by someone else, not you. And if you take the same thing, for the deep sea, if you search, please tell me more about Arunachal Pradesh. It says Arunachal Pradesh is a part of China. So someone else is setting your narrative, you are just following that narrative. It is very important to have your own, make in India, our own homegrown large learning models and small learning models. And the data what we train is also very, very important. Because if you see, the machines always can do only two things, which human can do three things. The machine can read and understand the past data and it will give you the present, current. But human can think in a three different ways. Human can create a thought process with the past, with the current, and with the future. So that's the beauty of a human brain. So as we as Indians, we are best of the best brains in the world, and next to Germans. So the beauty is we are very good in maths and science. At the same time, our right and left brain are interconnected. So that's a beautiful thing. That's the reason most of the countries, most of the firms as CEOs, CTOs as Indians. Because Indians have that capability of solving any kind of a problem, whether it's a technical problem or a managerial problem or a people problem or doing the risk mitigation. So keeping all this in mind, I see that our own growth, our own large learning model and small learning models are very, very important. I'm happy to share that we have created this wonderful tool called Anuvadani. What it does, because you want to do something little different. So imagine you have 100 pages or 500 pages of book which you have written, and you can upload it in one side, and with a nick of a movement it will translate that book into 22 Indian languages, 37 foreign languages, and retain the formatting as it is. When I say formatting, the entire page formatting, the font size, the tables, even it translates the text on top of the image, which even Google Translator don't do. And we have patented that system. Why we patented? Because it's very important, to have our homegrown. So now what happens? If Google has no other option coming back to us and begging for the patent to utilize the patent. Because imagine there is hundreds of pages of document, it has some 60 images. If you want to translate the text on top of image and put it back to that particular XY coordinates in various pages, it takes ages. It takes a lot of time. You may do mistakes because you are a human. So now here with the click of a button, you can translate not only the text, you can translate the table, content within a table, the text on top of the image, and it sticks back to the same location. Along with that, we have created a lot of advanced OCRing systems because it's very important because a lot of the content are not only in a digital format, you have content in non-digital format. Sometimes someone scanned the document, you have land records, you have records, which is basically OCR based already, or you have records which your existing system doesn't understand. If you the way you see it, because I'm from South India, my native language is Telugu. When I translate in OpenAI or in DeepSeek, I laugh like hell because it's not a Telugu at all. The same applies for various Indian languages. What it really means is what they did. They have captured the data available on the internet and they have trained the model. But what kind of data we have on the internet? That's the biggest question. Because it has all Topori Hindi, Topori Telugu, because the way you express your feelings on the internet is completely different than when you write a book or when you are creating a report. Because what happens when you write a book or create a report? Your thought process kicks in. You are basically output driven. When you are expressing your thoughts on social media, right? There what happens, you will try to display your capabilities or knowledge, but you are not following the pattern, to come up with a desired outcome based learning. So that's a fundamental difference. That's the reason most of these foreign models are failing. And second one is, it's not a contextual based, which is very, very important. Indian language especially are contextual based learning, approaches, so frameworks. So if you take Indian languages, you need to take the entire sentence and you need to train the model. But if you take English or any other global languages, those are keyword driven. So it takes sentence by sentence, word by word, and it translates. That is the reason when you try to translate any document in Google or any other existing platforms, it fails to translate properly because it never understands and it takes only word by word and it translates. It never creates a composition of the entire sentence. Because if you try to translate one English sentence to Indian language, right? If you see Indian languages, sentence framing format is completely different than a foreign languages. So Indian sentences are subject verb object based, whereas the foreign global languages are subject object verb. What it means in a simplest, non-technical terms is, if you flip the English sentence, it makes no sense. Have you ever tried to flip Indian sentence? Any Indian language sentence, it makes 90% sense. That is a fundamental difference between these two kind of frameworks available in the world. So now the matter of the fact is, when you are training the models on a word by word basis, it never gives you a proper result. Irrespective whether you are translating a text or or audio to audio or a video to video, it makes no sense at all. So now we as Anuvadini from Ministry of Education, what we are doing is, we are taking the example, let's say there is a 3 hours movie. So now our engine, you can ask a question saying that मुझे कॉमेडी बिट्स कितना है इसमें, वो सब कलेक्ट करके समराइज करके एक 10 मिनट का वीडियो बना. It basically goes through that entire video. It understands what it is, not only from the voice point of view, it understands the pictorial representation of that video, because why I'm saying pictorial representation, because the video is nothing but an n number of frames coming together, right? So images are coming together, it is running so fast so that you will feel that it's a video. So it's a fast movement, image formation. So basically we are trying to understand what is there in that images and what is there in the textual context, and creating this kind of a personalized and customizable solution. Because I see that one of the benefit of the artificial intelligence is customized and personalized learning. Because I'm sure you as a professors or a technologist, you understand that every human behavior is different. The way they learn is different. Because example, I'm interested to learn using a pictorial representation. Some may be interested to learn in a textual format. Some may be interested to learn, by listening to others, right? Everyone has their own unique learning capabilities. So how you can create one methodology to address all of this? So that's where the artificial intelligence comes into picture. It assesses the student or a learner capabilities, their weaknesses and strengths. It does a SWOT analysis, and it basically fine-tunes the content, what we supposed to give it to that particular learner. That's kind of a beautiful system. See, what it means is basically we are trying to give a personalized content or personalized learning experience to each and every individual, so that their learning capabilities will increase. At the same time, why we need to give the content in various Indian vernacular languages? Because if you see why we have unemployment in our country, the reason is very simple. Indians are brainies, no doubt, but the matter of the fact is, the problem is not about the Indian brain. The problem is about the language what you teach. Because the most of the books in Indian English format. So example, Hindi belt में आप जाएंगे, Bengal जाएंगे, नहीं तो if you go to Bihar or Uttar Pradesh, right? If you give a same book in Hindi, the skill capabilities, the learning capabilities of that particular person will increase a lot. So that is where the unemployment gap is created. I think now we are the Anuvadini Ministry of Education, we have created translating all the books into 22 Indian vernacular languages. At the same time, we received a different kind of a challenge. Once we translated the book, then people started asking, "Sir, dekho, I'm a plumber, you translated and gave me the book, but I'm doing plumbing that time, so I can't hold the book for reading." So then what we did, we have translated that book into audio format with emotions or with emotions. I mean, I will share that, you will love it. It's like, you can differentiate different voices. You can have female voice with a kid-based voice, with a senior citizen-based voice. Someone is laughing, someone is, having a deep throat. I mean, all kind of a permutation combinations we have set up in that particular audio translation, because I strongly believe sometimes you may not be available or you may not have an opportunity to hold a book to read. So you need to provide the same content knowledge into audio version. So that's again another way of doing it. But as Sir said, one point is very important, that let us not make the technology as a boss, to rule our lives. Because I strongly believe that technology is a co-pilot. You need to make sure it has a co-pilot, role, not as a lead role, so that it will dominate your entire world. It will give an opportunity to technology. That's what nowadays is happening with the younger generation, right? They keep on playing games. They are not studying. Why? The answer is very simple. The technology enabled and giving them a rich interaction, so that they are completely falling into it, and they are continuously playing the games. Even some students even suicided because of the kind of games are driving their thought process, not themselves. I think see that kind of a danger is happening. So we need to make sure it's an assistant for a human, not a boss for a human. And last but not the least, I always strongly feel that if we as India wants to become a Vishwaguru, it is very important to focus on agriculture. Because the agriculture is one thing. I see that if we can use this AI for agriculture intelligence to increase the crop production and to reduce the food produced in our country, because 42% of the food which we produce in our country is getting wasted. Can we reduce 20 to 22% of the food wastage? I think that is where we need to use the technology. And lot of the godowns, if you see, right, government or private godowns, there are a lot of places are available inside, but but there is no mechanism to capture. So we can utilize these advanced IoT-based technologies to see, where there is a space availability, so that the farmer can keep their goods inside and they can sell it, when there is a good price. I think we need to utilize there, and if you see the total overall drinking water available in our country is only 4%. It means only for next 2 years we have drinking water. So is there any way we can preserve more drinking water using technology? Is there any way we can cleanse the existing water and reutilize the drinking water? I think there are lots of opportunities with help of technology we can solve. I think what I'm trying to say is the society-centric solutions is what we need to create. Not a bookish kind of a solutions. I really appreciate a couple of the papers published here. When I really see that autism spectrum disorder detection, every out of 10 child, there are 2 to 3 children now born in the entire world is autism spectrum disorder child. So that is becoming one of the biggest problem. I think this is kind of an advanced detection. The early you detect autism, right, the better you can cure. I think can we use artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms to do it? I think that's one area I see. And the other one, sign language improvement is another project, very interesting project. And cancer image classification or brain activities, brain tumor classification. Because we need to make sure we give the basic fundamentals of the human, right? So those 5 basic fundamentals, I think that is where we need to focus and improvise the human life using these kind of technologies. So last but not least, that along with the AI, actually all these missions are driven by the data. But but normally we collect the data in different forms, which we call it as a business intelligence, right? The business data. So that business data needs to be translated into a data intelligence with help of various cleansing tools and ETL processes, so that we can take decisions on top of it, and at the same time we can train this data to our models. So I strongly believe and wish that we will have our own model and our own operating system, Indian operating system in Indian languages, and at the same time Indian search engine, very important. And recently I saw that someone created 1 kilo by 100 kb operating system. Only 100 kb. Have you ever thought that there is an operating system which is less than 100 kb? I mean, too small. Imagine the kind of operating system, and it has almost every capability of Linux blocks. So that is the power of technology. I think and in India we have so many infinite problems. We have a pollution problem, traffic problem. Is there any way we can utilize these advanced technologies to solve this kind of problems? I think I strongly believe that AI, BI, DI, and last but not least human intelligence. Because I see that human intelligence is much more powerful than any other intelligence. Because human is the one who can think forward thinking, which none of the missions can do. At the same time, humans can reverse also, they can go back. Have you ever seen the output of the chat GPT? It can go forward. It can't go backward. That's a fundamental mission. Missions are always missions. So we need to think missions are not superior than human. Human can go back and revert, and he can correct his sentences, which missions can't do. It needs to pass through the entire output once again. There is a fundamental difference is that human has that kind of a wiring capability. He can recollect the data from last few years back. What I did, and when I have visited this institute, what I did. and now I can interconnect that information with the current information in an accurate manner, which missions can't do in a most efficient way. So I strongly see that the society-centric solutions is a need of our, and let us all work together as a team Bharat to take it forward. I thank Ramesh ji, Madam Archana ji, Rinki ji, Tripathi ji, and all their team members, because all are working together nowadays. So I always feel, I remember in first standard school book there is something, there is one liner, you know, sharing is caring. I think very important. We forgot because once we became elders, right? So a lot of ego comes into picture. We don't share, we don't interact, we don't communicate, we don't work as a team. I think now under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, now the time is that we can transform our country from a developing nation to a developed nation. So this is the right time. I see that we need to have much more such kind of international events. Try to understand and solve the problems for our country. If we can solve for problem for our country, we can replicate the same for the entire globe. Like a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we can give these solutions. How we have invented vaccination for COVID and given it to more than 56 countries, right? They still remember. Recently, I visited one of the African countries. When I said India, they was respecting us like anything. I think the overall perception of our country is also changed. So I hope that these advanced technologies, emerging technologies, will give us an opportunity to make our country as a Vishwaguru. Thank you very much, Bharat Mata.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful speech on artificial intelligence. Your expertise and perspectives have truly enriched our understanding of this evolving field. We are privileged to welcome guest of honor Shri Kavinder Kalyanji, member of the Steering Committee, Ministry of Communication, Government of India. He is the CEO of Atal Incubation Center, JNU-FI Niti Aayog, and a key contributor to policy development and public service transformation. He also serves as an advisor to the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, leads global engagement, and is part of the executive committee of the Technology Alumni Association at IIT Kharagpur. With a distinguished academic background, holding dual degree in computer science from IIT Kharagpur and IIT Roorkee, and an MBA in strategy management from UK, he has been recognized with the Indian Achievers Award for Business Leadership in 2023. His expertise spans quantum computing, artificial intelligence, digital transformation, and mentoring technology startups. With great respect, let us welcome Sri Kavinder Kalyanji to share his valuable insights with us. Please give him a round of applause.
There is a small correction. I am the ex-CEO actually. Now I have moved to another department. So thank you so much for having me here today, this afternoon. But before I start my speech formally, as Professor Buddha Chandrasekhar ji mentioned Rajnikant's punch, that your data is ours. So let me do this a further punch. In corporate, the jargons are there that in God we believe. Everything else brings data to the table. What does it mean? If there is no data, we won't believe you. Otherwise, to believe there is only God. We cannot believe the human beings until or unless this is supported by the backup of the data. एक दूसरी कहावत हो रहा है, if you cannot measure it, it doesn't exist, which is the contrast part of data. So, Honorable Chief Guest for this valedictory session, Sri Pramod Narayan ji, Professor S.S. Agrawal ji, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar ji, Chief Coordinating Officer AICTE, Professor Archana Balyan ji, Director of this institute, Professor Prapti Sharma ji, the convener of this international conference, Professor Rinki Devedi and Professor Sangwan, both of them the co-conveners of this international conference. And above all, Professor Sri Kaptan Singh, the president of this institute, esteemed faculty members, and all previous participants. Good afternoon and namaste to all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizing team for organizing this such a wonderful international conference of artificial intelligence applications. I've seen the tracks. They are absolutely in sync with the mission approved by the Government of India. Since I am the student of AI, I must have been amongst you in the audience, but thank you, Archana ji, for bestowing this honor on me that I am sitting on the dais. The selection of the tracks of this conference is truly apt, pertaining to the advances, of emerging technology. I am sure the discussions and the presentations given by all the participants, they have distilled into the comprehensive guide of proceeding publications. I am eagerly looking forward to studying all those, the publication which you are going to make after this. एक कहावत है, मैं ज्यादा बोर नहीं करूंगा, धीरे धीरे जस्ट ट्राई टू मेक इट इंटरैक्टिव, क्योंकि 2 दिन से आप लोग सुन रहे हैं. The best time to fix the roof while the sun is shining. Very recently we held this G20 summit. India AI mission government ने launch किया, quantum mission launch किया. I happen to be part of this quantum mission. Initially the government was planning कि हमें 3,110 करोड़ देने चाहिए, but because we need, as Professor Agarwal mentioned, कि अगर हमें AI ecosystem robust करना है, तो we need high level of computing infrastructure. So the amount of that budget was increased from 3,110 crore to 6,100 crore rupees. The government approved that. India is, undergoing a remarkable transformation, and in AI, driven by the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the government is actively shaping an AI ecosystem where computing infrastructure and research opportunities are accessible at affordable cost. But before I set this India context, let me put forward the world view. अभी last to last month एक कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज हुई टेक्सास में, ऑस्टिन, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्सास एट ऑस्टिन. तो उसमें बड़े बड़े सिलिकॉन वैली के लोग भी आए, एंड इन दैट देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन व्हिच वाज रंबलिंग अराउंड द सिलिकॉन वैली एंड बियॉन्ड कि इज दिस एआई रेवोल्यूशन रियल? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? जस्ट आउट ऑफ क्यूरियोसिटी आई एम आस्किंग, व्हाट डज द ऑडियंस थिंक अबाउट इट? इज दिस रियल? Any answer please? कुछ लोग अगर सो रहे हो तो थोड़ा जग भी जाएंगे. अच्छा चलो, आई बिलीव दिस इज रियल, क्योंकि द काइंड ऑफ मॉडल्स विच हैव बीन लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स, डॉक्टर बुद्ध चंद्रशेखर ही मेंशन, एंड SLMs ही आल्सो मेंशन, ये सारे के सारे जो है एजेंटिक वर्ड जो है. So there is a research in MIT that by 2028, the agentic world is going to be there. Half of the jobs that would be done by the agents. And you know what is an agent in machine learning and artificial intelligence. ऐसा ये भी मानते हैं कि गोल्डन मूर, आपने मूर्स लॉ सुना होगा, सुना है आपका सभी ने? मूर्स लॉ, जो गोल्डन मूर हु वाज द फाउंडर ऑफ इंटेल, he was also the inventor of जो ट्रांजिस्टर इन्वेंट किया था. उसने लॉ दिया था कि every 18 months the circuitry on the chip that would increase by 2 times every 18 months. वो लॉ भी फेल हो गया because we have been generating so much data. तो अभी जो फ्रेटर्निटी है AI और कंप्यूटिंग में ये मानते हैं कि every 2 years the AI computation और जो डेटा है that is going to become 4 times every 2 years. तो जब इतना सारा कुछ चेंज होने वाला है, So why to become a laggard? The governments, the society, the organizations, they are going to take the preemptive action and proactive action basically, and they need to do this at the earliest possible. एक और ये मानते हैं कि down the line, because the world is going to be very hybrid, so we are going to have AI teammates or digital companions. There was a concept that in MIT this is going to become human plus machines. But I believe this is not going to human plus machines, but human multiplied by machines. If humans, they want to leverage on this and they want to achieve the exponential potential, then this terminology in corporate jargon are called human spared. I'll cite 3 stories, won't bore you much. आपने मल्टीपल, अभी जैसे प्रोफेसर एस एस अग्रवाल ने बताया स्पीच वाला, तो मल्टीपल स्क्लेरोसिस एक बीमारी होती है, एमएस, हम लोगों ने सुना ही होगा. दिस इज अ हाईली डेबिलिटेटिंग डिजीज. अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन फ्रॉम IIT Guwahati, she has been bedridden for past 15 to 20 years. So I was really watching this space की इसका कोई ट्रीटमेंट आ सकता है क्या, क्योंकि ऑटो इम्यून डिसऑर्डर है. तो स्कॉटलैंड में एक डिस्कवरी पार्क है. दैट डिस्कवरी पार्क हैज बीन गिवन अ फंडिंग ऑफ 800 मिलियन स्टर्लिंग, 800 मिलियन पौंड. So in that a startup was incubated. The founders of this startup were the graduates of Cambridge University. तो मल्टीपल स्क्लेरोसिस में क्या होता है, जो नर्व सेल्स होती हैं उसके ऊपर एक प्रोटीन की शीट होती है, जैसे केबल के ऊपर रबर लगी होती है. तो दिस स्टार्ट्स ब्रेकिंग, और जो कनेक्शन है, जो सिग्नल्स है, दे डू नॉट ट्रेवल फ्रॉम ब्रेन टू द अदर ऑर्गन्स ऑफ द बॉडी. तो धीरे धीरे क्या है, बॉडी पैरालाइज होनी शुरू हो जाती है. But to my amaze, they, based on certain technology, they did the simulation based on AI tools, and they came up with the solution that they have created this technique remyelinating, यानी कि उस प्रोटीन शीट को दोबारा बना रहे हैं. And that is a fantastic innovation. और आप तो जानते हो कि जब भी कोई अच्छा इनोवेशन होता है तो कहाँ जाता है, यूएस वाले एकदम पकड़ लेते हैं उसको. So immediately they were given 400 million each day, and now they've been working in UCLA. तो ऐसा जो इनोवेशन है which directly affect the human life, that is extremely important. यहाँ जो हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट्स बैठे हुए हैं, जो रिसर्चर्स बैठे हुए हैं, प्रोफेशनल्स बैठे हुए हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर्स बैठे हुए हैं, I have gone through the kind of presentation they have done. This is really remarkable. You are at the center of the national capital, or this kind of presentation you have done. This is really remarkable. So let us give a huge round of applause for yourself. मेरा ही एक बैचमेट जो ओला का को-फाउंडर था, गौरव श्रीवास्तव, he sold his stakes in Ola for 72 million USD. He founded another company with a professor of IIT Bombay who is a professor of bioengineering. इतना जबरदस्त इनोवेशन उन्होंने किया है. कंपनी का नाम है Haystack Analytics. This technology is again based on AI tools. They have done a lot of simulation, and this is CRISPR technology. अगर आपने सुना हो, CRISPR के नाम पे नोबेल प्राइज मिला. So they will take the sample of your blood, and the tool will detect by the age up to 80 years human body में क्या क्या बीमारियां हो सकती हैं. This is such a fantastic innovation, which is a profound use case of artificial intelligence and machine learning. रतन टाटा साहब का भी सैंपल उनके पास गया, एंड जब कोविड में वो they have been doing this work because I have been mentoring that team. तो एक बहुत बड़े बिजनेसमैन who was admitted in लीलावती हॉस्पिटल, and he was, टीबी उनको थी, एंड लीलावती के भी डॉक्टर्स ने जवाब दे दिया था. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, क्योंकि इनका जो टर्न अराउंड टाइम है रिजल्ट्स का, सैंपल्स का, वो दिस इज अराउंड 48 आवर्स. जो सैंपल यूजुअली टेक्स अराउंड 9 to 10 days, within 40 hours they gave the result and his life was saved. And this guy is totally, you know, grateful to them कि यार आपने मेरी जान बचा दी. This was a Swiss business person. तो जो ऐसा इनोवेशन, जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, टेक्नोलॉजी जो अबाउट ह्यूमन वेलबींग, कुछ भी आप कंपनी बना रहे हो, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बना रहे हो, व्हाटसोएवर यू आर डूइंग, एवरीथिंग इज फॉर ह्यूमन वेलबींग, ऐसा उन्होंने बनाया. ऐसा ही एक आपने 2024 का नोबेल प्राइज सुना होगा केमिस्ट्री में, जो नोबेल प्राइज गया, दैट वाज बेस्ड ऑन द प्रोटीन फाउंडेशनल मॉडल, प्रोटीन एंकरिंग के ऊपर गया वो. उन्होंने प्रोटीन फाउंडेशनल मॉडल्स बनाए, उसके ऊपर अभी वेरी रिसेंटली दे हैव रेज द सीरीज ए फंडिंग ऑफ 1 बिलियन USD. तो जो भी काम आप इंस्टीट्यूट में कर रहे हो, दैट इनोवेशन शुड नॉट स्टे इन द ivory towers, this should come from the lab to land, and this is how you are going to affect and impact human life, because everything percolates down to the human life and the well-being of humans. मैं अपनी सक्सेस एक स्टोरी बताता हूँ. व्हेन आई वाज बिफोर जॉइनिंग द गवर्नमेंट, अगर आपने देखा होगा एनपीटीईएल के लेक्चर्स आपने देखे भी होंगे, सुने भी होंगे, तो वी वर द वेरी फर्स्ट कंपनी. जब एनपीटीईएल में जो लेक्चर गवर्नमेंट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन को 3 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट दिया गया, इनिशियली क्या किया उन्होंने, आईआईटी दिल्ली में प्रोफेसर कुशल सेन है, तो नॉर्थ इंडिया को वो देख रहे थे, ऑडियो और वीडियो फाइल थी, क्योंकि जो प्रोफेसर लेक्चर लेते हैं, इवन आपके यहाँ भी लेक्चर अगर रिकॉर्ड होते हैं, 1 घंटे का अगर कोई लेक्चर है, तो अगर उसका मैनुअल ट्रांसक्रिप्शन करेंगे तो इट विल टेक अराउंड 4 to 5 hours टू ट्रांसक्राइब दैट पर्टिकुलर फाइल. तो उस समय, उससे पहले नुआंस स्पीड में काम करती, नुआंस नाम की कंपनी, NUANCE, गूगल API भी नहीं आया था. तो वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग इन दिस एरिया की टाइम इज इरिवर्सिबल, ह्यूमन लाइफ इज वेरी ब्रीफ. तो जो बच्चे दूर दराज इलाकों में रहते हैं, मान लिया अरुणाचल में रहते हैं, तो प्रोफेसर ने जो लेक्चर दिया, 1 घंटे का लेक्चर दिया, वो टाइम तो कभी वापस नहीं आने वाला. तो वो स्टूडियो में अगर रिकॉर्ड हो और सारा का सारा उसका एनालिटिक्स जाए स्टूडेंट्स के पास, तो अदर स्टूडेंट्स कैन ऑल्सो बेनिफिट. तो वी डिवाइस दिस, वी क्रिएटेड दिस प्लेटफॉर्म CIA, कन्वर्सेशन इनटू एक्शन. साइमल्टेनियसली यूनिफोर इज कंपनी, UNIPHORE, they are JIIT graduates, उन्होंने भी बड़ा अच्छा सोल्यूशन बनाया. तो वी डिड दिस प्रोजेक्ट फॉर IIT दिल्ली, देन फॉर एंटायर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन. तो वो सारे के सारे ऑटोमेटिक ट्रांसक्रिप्शन, अभी अगर आप देखते होंगे, इवन बॉलीवुड में भी जब मूवीज के आते हैं, तो वी वर रोप्ड इन बाय सर्टेन प्रोडक्शन हाउसेज आल्सो, वी डिड दैट. सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये था कि मैथमेटिकल इक्वेशंस को कैसे करेंगे. UGC के लेक्चर्स हैं, आपने सुना होगा, स्वयं प्रभा चैनल चलता है, सेंटर फॉर एजुकेशनल कंट्रोल CEC, उसके 25-26 स्टूडियो हैं ऑल अक्रॉस द कंट्री. वो तो लैंग्वेज को तो आप आराम से बदल सकते हो, what to do with the mathematical equations, we also did that. Like sir mentioned कि सुपरवाइज लर्निंग, अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग, कैसे उसके मॉडल्स बनने हैं. ML में तो आपने देखा होगा देयर आर ओनली 130 एल्गोरिदम्स. हमारी अपनी भी एल्गोरिदम्स नहीं है, अपने फाउंडेशन मॉडल्स नहीं है, वी हैव टू यूज इट. सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक, जैसा सर ने, प्रोफेसर अग्रवाल ने मेंशन किया, we did not have that computing power, क्योंकि GPU हमारे पास नहीं थे. अभी तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या है कि एक नया पूरा कंप्यूटिंग फैसिलिटी दे आर गोइंग टू लॉन्च, एंड मोर देन 18,000 GPU दे हैव सोर्स, और अभी 10,000 गवर्नमेंट ने ले भी लिए हैं. रेस्ट ऑफ द GPU आर आल्सो गोइंग टू बी एडेड. बट ये फैसिलिटी आप लोगों के लिए उपलब्ध हो सकती है, बिकॉज जो फ्रेटर्निटी यहाँ बैठी है, दे आर द रियल वंस who are going to advance the world through their technology, through their innovative solution. तो मेरा यही कहना है कि जैसे डॉक्टर बुद्धा जी ने बताया कि वी आर टीम भारत, दैट्स अ very good jargon, and that we should inculcate that kind of a mission, the strength of mission inside us, so that we can work for our country. Last year, Sam Altman was in my office. He was meeting the state's head. I had this chat for 15 minutes. तो उनके जो अपने ओपन एआई के मॉडल बने हैं वो यूएस स्पेसिफिक बने हैं. बायस भी उसमें है, इंडिया के अगेंस्ट बायस है. देन मिस्ट्राल आया. यू मस्ट बी नोइंग अबाउट मिस्ट्राल. मिस्ट्राल ने जब वो 1.5 पेज का अपना प्रेजेंटेशन क्या है, खाली नोट था, उस नोट के ऊपर उनको 105 मिलियन यूएसडी की फंडिंग मिली बिकॉज दे लेवरेज ऑन द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ऑफ डेप्यूटी डिजिटल मिनिस्टर ऑफ फ्रांस. फ्रांस की ज्यादा टीम थी वो, उन्होंने वो पूरा यूरोप स्पेसिफिक बनाया. वी आर लुकिंग फॉर द पीपल हु कैन रियली हेल्प अस in making India specific foundation models. So a friend of mine who happens to be my junior from IIT Kharagpur, he was the co-founder of Sam Altman. He was also head of Google Brain team. Abhi wo he's a full professor in Carnegie Mellon, and now they have launched a new startup. उसका जो co-founder है एक इटालियन है, MIT का ग्रेजुएट है कंप्यूटर साइंस में. The kind of thing they have been doing, this is really going to change the entire world. That is the very next thing than OpenAI. Human and embedded AI, खासकर वो हेल्थ एरियाज में कर रहे हैं. तो सर ने भी जैसे मेंशन किया कि हमें डिजीज इतनी सारी है, तो एक जो पर्टिकुलर एरिया है, जैसे जेएनआई आपने देखा होगा, तो वो लोग उसमें कर रहे हैं. और उन्होंने भी अपना एक प्रपोजल यहाँ पे डाला जो माइटी ने भी फरवरी में लॉन्च किया था. हो सकता है आप लोगों ने भी कुछ डाला हो. तो इन माइटी वी हैव रिसीव्ड अराउंड 67 प्रपोजल्स फॉर फाउंडेशनल मॉडल्स. इसमें से 45 जो प्रपोजल हैं दे आर जेनेरिक मॉडल फाउंडेशनल मॉडल्स के लिए हैं, एंड जो 22 प्रपोजल्स हैं दे आर फॉर सेक्टर स्पेसिफिक हैं. तो यही आपकी जो टीम है यही उसमें सब कुछ करने वाली है. ICMR के पास हमारा इतना डेटा है क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने डेटा सेट प्लेटफॉर्म भी निकाला ही है. अगर आपको उसको ट्रेन करना है, दैट फैसिलिटी इज आल्सो गोइंग टू बी प्रोवाइडेड ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. तो वो सारा आपको मिलेगा. अच्छे मॉडल आप बना सकते हो, बट द थिंग इज दैट वी हैव टू स्टे कमिटेड एंड वी हैव टू डू दोज काइंड ऑफ इनोवेशंस जो सच में है कि हमें उसको करना ही है एट एनी कॉस्ट. सो ज्यादा बोर ना करते हुए बस मैं इतना ही कहूंगा कि जेएनआई में जैसे आप लोगों ने सोचा है, देखा भी है कि ज्यादातर उसमें क्या है, कस्टमर ऑपरेशंस के लिए है, सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग के लिए है. लेकिन जो उसका R&D वाला पार्ट है, R&D वाला पार्ट दैट इज वेरी लेस अप्रिशिएटेड एंड कंपेलिंग. अगर R&D में हम लोग उसको करेंगे तो वी कैन कम अप विद दीज AI मॉडल्स which will be given to the researchers and the engineers. They will test these designs, these proposals, and they will again feedback these models back into the AI for new insights will be generated, and this iteration can go on until we get the best of the best models which can really work in India's perspective. So that is something on behalf of the government we have been looking at, that this institute and the researchers of this institute or the participants who have been sitting here in this seminar hall, that they would be contributing. अब रही बात जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है हमारा, बस मैं उसमें 2-3 चीज स्टैटिस्टिक दूंगा. 16% जितना भी AI टैलेंट है वो इंडिया से बाहर जाता है. उसमें भी जो हमारा वीमेन स्पेसिफिक टैलेंट है, यानी कि जो फीमेल एनर्जी है, वो वर्ल्ड में हाईएस्ट है 1.6. यहाँ भी मैं सबसे ज्यादा आई कैन सी द फीमेल फेसेस. तो लेट अस गिव अ ह्यूज राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर आवर फीमेल. लास्ट में
इसके बाद लास्ट
I would close my remark with this adage that knowledge is the seed, intelligence is the growth, and wisdom is the harvest. So let us cultivate this wisdom to use the artificial intelligence responsibly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And we sincerely apologize for the error in addressing your designation earlier. Your reflections had added great value to the concluding moments of this conference, offering both inspiration and direction as we carry forward the ideas and collaborations fostered here. Your words have truly enriched this gathering and will continue to resonate with us beyond this event. Now it is a moment of great pride for us to share that the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at MSIT has been awarded a prestigious grant of Rs 30 lakhs by Petronet LNG Limited. This generous support will be instrumental in setting up a Center of Excellence in Computational Intelligence and Machine Learning Lab, a visionary initiative aimed at driving cutting-edge research, innovation, and skill development in emerging technologies. This remarkable achievement is further graced by the presence of a towering figure from the energy sector, Shri Pramod Naran, Director Technical, Petronet LNG Limited, whom we are deeply honored to welcome us among us today. Shri Naran is a seasoned leader with nearly 4 decades of experience in the oil and gas sector. A mechanical engineering graduate from NIT Surathkal, he has played a defining role in shaping India's energy infrastructure. Before joining Petronet, he served Indian Oil Corporation for 35 years, culminating in the role of Executive Director, where he led several landmark infrastructure projects, including India's first transnational petroleum products pipeline from Motihari to Amlekganj, Nepal. At Petronet LNG, Shri Naran has led numerous high-impact initiatives. Under his guidance, the Dahej and Kochi terminals have achieved record-breaking performance and received the prestigious 5-star rating and Sword of Honour from the British Safety Council in both 2023 and 2024, a rare global distinction. It is now a privilege to welcome him to kindly address the gathering and share his insights with us. With great honor and enthusiasm, let's welcome him on stage.
Thank you so much for nice words for me and for my company. अच्छा अभी जैसे मैं मंच पे बैठा हुआ था तो किसी इवेंट के लास्ट डे के लास्ट फंक्शन का लास्ट स्पीकर होना कैसा होता है वो मुझे पता चला। नहीं, इस फंक्शन में भी बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला। एक तो ये मुझे पता चला और ये भी पता चला कि उस स्पीकर को कैसे मोटिवेट रखा जाता है। उसको मोटिवेट रखा जाता है चीफ गेस्ट की पदवी देकर। और मुझे पता चला, देखिए ख्याल तो कहीं कहीं जाते हैं। पीके मूवी आप सबने देखी होगी, वो दूसरे ग्रह से आए थे, वो कौन थे, आमिर खान जी। तो उन्होंने वो भाषा कैसे सीखी, तो वो जो डॉक्टर बुद्धा चंद्रशेखर जी ने बताया कि जो कुछ एआई कैसे बना, तो जो कुछ नेट में अवेलेबल है उसी से ही एआई बना। तो उन बेचारे आमिर खान जी को वो लेडी का ही हाथ मिला। अब मुझे आज समझ आया कि उन्होंने, शायद वो ग्रह बहुत एडवांस था, एआई टेक्नोलॉजी यूज की होगी, उस लेडी का हाथ पकड़ा और वो पूरी की पूरी टपोरी भाषा जो है वो अपने अंदर उतारी। तो मुझे टपोरी वर्ड यूज किया था इन्होंने, तो मुझे वो पीके याद आई। तीसरा, जो प्रोफेसर अग्रवाल जब वो अपनी पहली स्पीच दे रहे थे तो उन्होंने कहा कि थॉट्स को भी टेक्स्ट में कन्वर्ट किया जा सकता है। सच में मैं बहुत भयभीत हो गया। अब तो सोचना भी बड़े ध्यान से पड़ेगा। फिर जब ये स्पीच देके वापस आए तो मैंने कहा, जनाब क्या आप मेरे थॉट्स को पढ़ सकते हैं? बोले मैं बिल्कुल पढ़ सकता हूँ। मेरी तो आप समझिए कि हालत तो बिल्कुल खस्ता हो गई। लेकिन तभी उन्होंने कहा, नहीं नहीं, मुझे कुछ टूल्स की जरूरत है, मेरी जान में जान आई। कुछ टूल्स की जरूरत है, वो इनके पास अभी नहीं थे, तो मेरी जान में जाना ही मैं बच गया। एनीवे, गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर प्रोफेसर अग्रवाल, डॉक्टर बुद्धा चंद्रशेखर, श्री कविंद्र कल्याण जी, dignitaries from Surajmal Memorial Education Society, Professor Ricky Sharma, Organizing Chair Professor Archana Palyan, research scholars, faculty, my dear students who are present here, and those who have joined us through the web, if they are on. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It's my pleasure to be here today speaking to the young minds and bright minds at the closing session of this vibrant 2-day international conference on AI and applications. I was following up with the faculty about the event, and I have this feedback that this international conference has received an overwhelming response in terms of number and quality of papers, technical papers, in terms of number of delegates, and also in terms of fruitful deliberations. So the organizers and you all deserve a huge, huge applause. I am glad to have been associated with you through a modest contribution from my company Petronet LNG towards setting up of CINML lab in your institution. अच्छा, तो this provides me an opportunity कि आपको मैं थोड़ा अपनी कंपनी के बारे में बताऊं. थोड़ा सा मैं आपको एआई की दुनिया से अलग ले चलना चाह रहा हूँ. पेट्रोनेट एलएनजी लिमिटेड, ये मेरी कंपनी का नाम है. एंड आई थिंक बहुत ज्यादा लोग शायद नहीं जानते होंगे कि ये कंपनी करती क्या है या क्या है. मैं आपको बताता हूँ. पेट्रोनेट एलएनजी लिमिटेड, हमारी कंपनी के नाम में एलएनजी वर्ड आया है. एलएनजी इज नथिंग बट इट इज कॉल्ड लिक्विफाइड नेचुरल गैस. और नेचुरल गैस कुछ नहीं है जो आपके घर में पीएनजी आ रही है या जो सीएनजी हम लोग अपने कारों में डलवा रहे हैं या इंडस्ट्री में जा रही है. वो पीएनजी आ गई तो उसको पाइप नेचुरल गैस बोला गया. सीएनजी है तो कंप्रेस्ड नेचुरल गैस. यानी कि नेचुरल गैस मीथेन है CH4, जिसको कि पाइप में आपके घर में सप्लाई कर दिया गया तो पीएनजी कहा गया. अगर कार में भर दिया गया कंप्रेस करके 90 kg पे तो उसको सीएनजी कहा गया. और अदरवाइज वो नेचुरल गैस है. जब उसको लिक्विफाई कर दिया गया -160 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड पे क्रायोजेनिक टेम्परेचर पे, तो वो लिक्विफाइड नेचुरल गैस बन गई. लिक्विफाई क्यों किया? क्योंकि हमारे देश में नेचुरल गैस की प्रोडक्शन कम है. हम सिर्फ 50% सेल्फ सफिशिएंट है इसके लिए. और नेचुरल गैस क्योंकि एक इट इज कॉल्ड वन ऑफ द क्लीनेस्ट फॉसिल फ्यूल्स. एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन की बात हो रही है, हम लोग ग्रीन एनर्जी की तरफ जा रहे हैं. पेट्रोलियम प्रोडक्ट्स और कोल से हमको दूर जाना है, लेकिन उस ट्रांजिशन में नेचुरल गैस जो कि क्लीनेस्ट फ्यूल है, यही हमको ये रास्ता दिखाएगी. तो इसलिए हमारी कंपनी, हमारी गवर्नमेंट, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, इनका विजन है कि नेचुरल गैस, जिसका कि आज एनर्जी सेक्टर में कंट्रीब्यूशन, जो हम देश में जितनी भी एनर्जी हम लोग कंज्यूम करते हैं उसका 6% कंट्रीब्यूशन नेचुरल गैस से आता है. लेकिन हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का विजन है कि अगले 5-6 साल में हम उसको 6 से 15% तक ले जाएंगे. तो इसी दिशा में ये जो नेचुरल गैस जो इंपोर्ट करने वाली कंपनीज हैं, इनका जन्म हुआ. हमारे पास 2 टर्मिनल हैं. एक दहेज, जो मैडम ने बताया था, दहेज गुजरात में एक जगह है, और एक कोची जो केरला में है. ये 2 टर्मिनल्स हैं. दहेज जो है वो इंडिया का सबसे पहला और सबसे बड़ा टर्मिनल है. और आपको ये जान के खुशी होगी ये वर्ल्ड का बिजिएस्ट टर्मिनल कहलाता है एलएनजी टर्मिनल. क्यों बिजिएस्ट कहलाता है? क्योंकि एक साल में हम यहाँ पर 260 के करीब 270 एलएनजी के जहाज हम यहाँ पर अनलोड करते हैं. ये किसी भी देश, दुनिया के किसी भी टर्मिनल में इतने जहाज एक साल में नहीं आते. तो पेट्रोनेट एलएनजी हमारे पास 2 टर्मिनल्स हैं. इस देश में, हमारी कंट्री में 8 एलएनजी इंपोर्ट टर्मिनल. तो अगर नंबर्स की बात करें तो वी आर हैविंग 2 out of 8 terminals, बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ कैपेसिटी हमारी कैपेसिटी 43% है. और इन टर्म्स ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ लिक्विफाइड नेचुरल गैस टू द कंट्री हम करीब 65 से 70% नेचुरल गैस कंट्री की हम सप्लाई करते हैं. आगे हमारे और भी एक्सपेंशन के प्लान्स हैं. गोपालपुर उड़ीसा में एक जगह है जहां पर एक और टर्मिनल हम बना रहे हैं. और दहेज की कैपेसिटी को हम फर्दर 5 मिलियन टन से बढ़ा रहे हैं. तो ये था मेरी कंपनी के बारे में. अब आज कमिंग बैक टू एआई, so apart from our contribution in setting up a lab in your college, अभी तक आपको पता चल गया होगा कि मेरी कितनी नॉलेज है एआई के बारे में, बीइंग एन ऑयल एंड गैस प्रोफेसर. एंड मैं आपको यही बताना चाहता हूँ कि आई कैन स्पीक वॉल्यूम्स ऑन व्हाट आई डू नॉट नो अबाउट इट. Whatever little I am conversant with the subject, my acquaintance is limited to only few names such as OpenAI या ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, Azure या Grok, जो भी अभी आजकल थोड़ा कुछ ही समय पहले पैदा हुआ. और कुछ मीम्स या कुछ पंस जो सोशल मीडिया से मेरा इंटरेस्ट अभी तक आज से पहले तक सिर्फ उन्हीं में ही था. एक ऐसा ही मैं कुछ दिन पहले, 2-4 दिन पहले एक व्हाट्सएप में एक टेक्स्ट आया था जो अग्रवाल साहब ने वो ड्राइवरलेस कार टेस्ला के बारे में बताया था, तो किसी ने मेरे फ्रेंड ने भेजा कि टेस्ला कार में एआई इतना स्ट्रांग है कि अगर आपने ईएमआई नहीं दी तो वो आपको शोरूम में ड्राइव करके अपने आप ले जाएगा। और other topic of interest are some news of generic nature associated with AI. There was a little anxiety in the globe when DeepSeek was launched, especially in the US markets. And now the launch of Grok is also creating, another round of waves. The way people are interacting with Grok and the manner in which Grok is replying has made it immensely popular in a matter of days. मैं एक छोटा सा ग्रॉक का एक कन्वर्सेशन आपके साथ मैं नरेट करूंगा। किसी सज्जन ने उनसे पूछा अबाउट द इमोशंस, अबाउट द ईगो। ग्रॉक से उन्होंने पूछा, डू यू हैव एन ईगो? डोंट यू एवर गेट अनॉयड? आरंट यू अफ्रेड ऑफ एनीवन? तो Grok, while appreciating, Grok appreciated that question. While appreciating the wisdom of that person, Grok replied that this question is mind-blowing. It went on saying, when I use the word I, it is not associated with my ego, any ego, like in humans. It is only a way of representing my identity. I do not have the feelings of anxiety or annoyance. I am emotionless. I only understand codes and data. But yes, I do try to understand the emotions of human beings. For example, if you are in an angry state of mind, I may soften my response a bit. And if you are in a lighter mood, I may add some fun to my answers. But these answers are governed by the data and the logic and not by any inside feeling, sentiments or emotions. तो मुझे ये बड़ा अच्छा लगा। I thought being a non-AI person, I must share this kind of information with you. But who knows? AI also gets emotional maybe in a couple of years in its network. So, and then when one is not aware of what AI can do, तो हम क्या करते हैं? हम सीधा वेब पे सर्च मारते हैं। तो मैंने भी कुछ बॉट्स, DeepSeek या कुछ ओपन AI, और पता नहीं मेरे कंप्यूटर में ओपन AI को ओपन स्मिथ लिखा हुआ था, वो भी मुझे आज तक समझ नहीं आया वो ओपन स्मिथ क्या होता है। मैंने ओपन AI ऐप डाउनलोड किया हुआ मेरे फोन में, बट वो ओपन स्मिथ करके ना, चैट स्मिथ करके उसका नाम होता है। आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज चैट स्मिथ, बिकॉज चैट जीपीटी बोलते हैं, आप लोगों को पता होगा। तो व्हेन आई आस्क्ड सम ऑफ दीस बॉट्स कि भाई AI के यूजेस क्या है, वो तो पेजेस एंड पेजेस एंड पेजेस, बहुत सारा रिस्पांस आ गया। प्रॉब्ली इट वाज वन ऑफ द सिंपलेस्ट क्वेश्चंस दैट वाज आस्क्ड टू द, लेकिन फिर भी मैंने मेहनत की। मेरे पास तो AI कुछ टूल नहीं था, मैंने खुद ही उन पेजेस में से ढूंढा। मुझे कुछ 2-3 एग्जांपल्स अच्छे लगे जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाह रहा हूँ। जैसे कि AI पावर्ड वाइल्ड लाइफ कंजर्वेशन। ये कोई कैमरा ट्रैप इमेजेस हैं जो कि फॉरेस्ट में ये लगा देते हैं, उनको वो एनालाइज करते हैं, उससे इट कैन आइडेंटिफाई स्पीसीज, इट कैन काउंट पॉपुलेशन ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ, इवन डिटेक्ट पोचिंग एक्टिविटीज। So it is a detective tool that works, they say, 24/7, helping save precious wildlife. ये बहुत जरूरी है। मैं AI in agriculture, जो मुझे पर्सनली मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, कोई ब्लू रिवर टेक्नोलॉजी है। आई थिंक ब्लू रिवर टेक्नोलॉजी मे बी इट्स द नेम ऑफ ए कंपनी। ये AI पावर्ड रोबोट्स को यूज करती है हर्बिसाइड्स स्प्रे करने में। यानी कि इनके जो रोबोट्स हैं वो कौन सा वीड है और कौन सा क्रॉप है उसको आइडेंटिफाई करता है, और सिर्फ वीड्स पे ही वो हर्बिसाइड स्प्रे करते हैं। तो दैट मीन्स उन्होंने कहा कि इन दिस मैनर इट इज एबल टू सेव 90% ऑफ द पेस्टिसाइड। 90% ऑफ पेस्टिसाइड मुझे अच्छा लगा, उनका तो आंसर यहीं तक सीमित था। पर मुझे एक और चीज अच्छी लगी कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली सेविंग द क्वांटिटी ऑफ पेस्टिसाइड, एटलीस्ट जो फूड आइटम्स जो अवेलेबल होंगे मार्केट में वो उसमें केमिकल डोजिंग कम होगी। एटलीस्ट उसका एक ये भी जो है मैं समझता हूँ कि एक ये भी एक यूज हो सकता है। देन फेक न्यूज डिटेक्ट करने में भी AI बहुत हेल्पफुल है। कोई फैक्ट मेटा और फुल फैक्ट ऐसी कोई साइट्स हैं जो कि द AI chatbot called them the truth seeking superheroes fighting villains of misinformation। ये आज की डेट में ये बहुत जरूरी चीज है। कोई IBM के शेफ वॉटसन है, शायद ये भी कोई AI टूल है। ये कुछ यूनिक खाने की रेसिपीज क्रिएट करने में कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, एंड मे बी दे आर इन्वेंटिंग द नेक्स्ट बिग फूड ट्रेंड. Companies like AMP Robotics, I'm not aware of any of these companies. AMP Robotics में मुझे नहीं पता, but ये रोबोट्स को यूज कर रहे हैं वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट करने में. एंड इनका कहना है कि these robots they are doing their job so accurately. वो प्लास्टिक्स, पेपर, मेटल, कितने तरह का वेस्ट को बहुत एक्यूरेटली सेग्रीगेट कर सकते हैं. देखिए कितनी जरूरी चीज है आज के. मैं तो नोएडा में रहता हूँ, जाता हूँ दिल्ली रोज. गाजीपुर लेफ्ट साइड में मुझे दिखता है, तो मुझे लगा कि शायद ये रोबो को 50 रोबो को यहाँ लाके छोड़ दिया तो कुछ काम हो जाए. लेकिन one thing that I have understood is AI is no longer just a technology. It's a concept. अभी ये साइंस फिक्शन या फ्यूचरिस्टिक फैंटेसीज उसमें सिर्फ कंफाइंड नहीं है. It's real and evolving at an unprecedented pace. It's a revolution. It's a companion that's becoming increasingly integrated into our daily lives. So whether it becomes a friend or a threat depends on how we use it. As it is said, with great power comes great responsibility. Therefore, it needs to be harnessed very wisely. And if done so, AI has the potential to be humanity's greatest tool for progress. As college students, your college faculty, you are at the forefront of this revolution, and how you engage with AI today will determine the trajectory of your careers, your communities, and world at large. As you engage with AI, ask yourself, how can we use this technology to create more equitable and more just world? How can AI serve to make our life easier? How can it make the world a happier place? But what I gather from my experience of various other technologies that have evolved during last 4 or 5 decades, AI is not to replace us. It is here only to challenge us, to make us think harder, help us to create better and wisely use our human skills. Further, no AI can match the genius of a college student. As college students, you have a distinct and unparalleled opportunity to shape the future. Don't be just the users of AI. Be its creators, its critics, and its champions. One more last thing. Pace of technological change is not slowing down. What you have today must be obsolete soon, but don't let that intimidate you. Embrace the mindset of lifelong learning. Stay curious, stay adaptable, be willing to unlearn and relearn, evolve with the technology. Don't fear the bots, outwit them. My thanks once again to the organizers for such a great event and for making me a part of this function. And of course, the lovely audience for patient listening. My best wishes to MSIT in all its future endeavors. Thank you so much.
We sincerely appreciate the time and effort you took to be here with us today, sharing your knowledge and vision. Your presence has made this event truly special and meaningful. Although, sir, you said that you are not from the field of AI, but you have still shared quite knowledgeable examples of AI with us. Thank you once again for your valuable contribution, sir. I once again request everyone to give our chief guest a huge round of applause. Mementos are way to express earnest thankfulness, to acknowledge our eminent guests for their presence with us. I request Professor Man Singh, Professor A.K. Singh, and Professor Meena Tushi to kindly present a memento to our guest of honor, Professor S.S. Agarwal. I request Professor Man Singh, Professor A.K. Singh, sir, and Professor Meena Tushi, ma'am, to kindly present a memento to our guest of honor, Professor S.S. Agarwal.
पटने वाले काम कोई ये करेगा.
I request everyone to please put your hands together. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. I request Professor Dipti Sharma, Professor Pradeep Sangwan, and Professor Vinki Dwivedi to kindly present a memento to our guest of honor, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar.
थोड़ा बहुत प्रोमो हो रहा है कोई नहीं भाई अपना काम भी थोड़ा है जो क्या क्या हुआ था मित्सुबिशी वाला शायद मेरा क्वेश्चन सही हुआ था अभी फर्स्ट राउंड में क्या बताया नॉर्मल इंटरव्यू टेक्निकल का थोड़ा वो था क्या क्या बताया उसने वो सर मेरे तो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक का था ना हाँ इससे रिलेटेड पूछा
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Buddha, sir, for your time.
दूसरा इलेवन
I now request Professor Puneet Azad and Professor Koil Datta to kindly present a memento to our guest of honor, Shri Kavindra Talyan.
तो ये जॉब तो नहीं कर रहा है इंटर्नशिप ये ट्रेनिंग था उसमें ट्रेनिंग सर कुछ यार जॉब के लिए अप्लाई कर इसका ऑफर करता है वो तो वो देंगे ना ट्रेनिंग का फिर ये ट्रेनिंग पीरियड तो खोल देंगे शुरू बोला ना जी
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for your time. I now request Professor Archana Balyan, Director MSIT, to kindly present a memento to our esteemed chief guest of the day, Shri Pramod Naran. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. To formally express our gratitude, I now invite our esteemed convener, Professor Tripti Sharma, to come forward and deliver the vote of thanks.
vote of thanks अजय सर vote of thanks है last time निकल रहा है मैं पैसे निकलवाता हूँ मैं नाम से और तुम करो पाएंगे
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected Chief Guest, Shri Pramod Naran ji, Guest of Honor, Professor S.S. Agrawal ji, Shri Buddha Chandrasekhar ji, Shri Kavindra Talyan ji, Director of MSIT, Professor Dr. Archana Balyan ji, Key Speaker, Researcher and Participants. As we conclude the third International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Applications, it is my honor and privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks to everyone who contributed to making this event a grand success. I, Professor Tripti Sharma, convener ICAIA 2025, extend my sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Shri Pramod Naran ji, and our guest of honor, Professor S.S. Agrawal ji, Shri Buddha Chandrasekhar ji, and Shri Kavindra Talyan ji for gracing the occasion with their presence and delivering inspiring addresses. Your insights have truly enriched our understanding and set the perfect tone for this conference. Thank you, sir. A very special and heartfelt thanks to the President of Surajmal Memorial Education Society, Shri Kaptan Singh Sir ji, for his continuous support, encouragement and visionary leadership. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to the entire management committee and esteemed members of Surajmal Memorial Education Society whose constant encouragement and invaluable support have been instrumental in making this conference a reality. Your commitment to fostering a culture of research, collaboration and knowledge sharing has been a driving force behind ICAIA's success. A heartfelt thanks to our director, Professor Dr. Archana Balyan ji, for her constant motivation, valuable guidance and strong support. Your belief in its research and technological advancement
has played a key role in shaping the ICAIA into a successful platform for knowledge exchange. Your leadership and vision have greatly contributed to the growth and success of this event. We truly appreciate your continuous encouragement and dedication to academic excellence. Thank you, ma'am. A sincere appreciation to our keynote speaker and invited guests whose thought-provoking tasks and research contribution have been invaluable. Your expertise and in-depth discussions have added immense value to ICAIA 2025. I'm deeply grateful to our session chairs and paper presenters who have shared their research findings and engaged in meaningful discussions that push the boundaries of AI and its applications. My sincere appreciation goes to our reviewers, technical program committee member, and advisory board who worked hard to ensure the quality and rigor of the research paper presented at this conference. Your efforts have been instrumental in maintaining the highest standard of ICAIA. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to Professor G.S. Tomar, a General Chair, for his invaluable support and guidance, even though he could not be here today. His contribution has been instrumental in the success of ICAIA 2025. A special mention and deep appreciation to our co-convener, Dr. Pradeep Sangwan, whose dedication, leadership, and efforts have been a driving force in making this conference a grand success. Dr. Sangwan's expertise, problem-solving approach, and ability to manage multiple responsibilities with precision have greatly contributed to the success of this event. He has always been a strong pillar of support throughout this journey. Thank you, sir. I also extend my sincere thanks to our co-convener, Dr. Rinki Dwivedi, for her dedication and efforts in making this conference a success. Organizing a conference of this magnitude is not a work of one individual, but a result of collective effort. I extend my deepest appreciation to all the committee heads, including Dr. Meena Sushil, Dr. Shalu, Dr. Savita Helawat, Dr. Aman Bhaiya, Dr. Naresh Kumar, Professor Dr. A.K. Singh, Dr. Rekha Tripathi, Dr. Vimal Gaur, Dr. Anupama Kaushik, Dr. Dinesh Sharon, Dr. Sitendra Malik, Dr. Bharti Sharma, and Mr. Victor Goel, along with their respective team members, for their dedication and hard work. Thank you all. A very special mention to Dr. Geetika Dhan, Dr. Kavita Sharon, Mr. Surinder Dharmala, Dr. Naveen Bhaiya, and Dr. Sandeep Singh for their invaluable support not only in the designated committee but also in multiple other committees. Their contributions are deeply appreciated. Thank you. In addition to these mentioned names, there are many other committee members, volunteers, and contributors whose efforts have been invaluable. While I may not be able to name each and every individual over here, I want to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who played a role in organizing ICAIA 2025. Your contribution, whether big or small, have collectively made this event a grand success. A big thank you to the entire organizing team of ICAIA for your contribution. I would also like to thank our collaborating partners and sponsors, including GGS IPU, IOB, Wiley, Duquette School of AI, Rec Technologies, Pine Training Academy, Grace International for their generous support and commitment to the success of this conference. Your contributions have played a significant role in making this event possible. Furthermore, I extend my gratitude to our media partner, First India, Bharat 24, Har Khabar, A-Media, and Citizen Times, whose support in broadcasting and disseminating the information about the conference is greatly appreciated. A big thank you to the organizing committee, volunteers, and support staff whose dedication and hard work behind the scenes ensured the seamless execution of this conference. Your efforts are truly commendable. Last but not certainly least, I extend my deepest appreciation to all the participants and attendees from across the globe. Your engagement and valuable contributions have made ICAIA 2025 a vibrant platform for knowledge sharing and networking. With this, I conclude ICAI 2025 and I look forward to meeting you again at the next edition. Wishing you all continued success in your research endeavors. Thank you so much.
Your visionary leadership, meticulous planning, and unwavering dedication have made this event a resounding success. Thank you for bringing together brilliant minds and creating a platform for meaningful discussions. Your efforts have truly set a benchmark of excellence. Thank you once again, ma'am. I now request the entire dedicated team behind the grand success of this conference to kindly come on the dais for a group photograph with our esteemed dignitaries. Let us capture this moment and turn